I'm here at a B.S.C show in London representing Accsoon. They're a Chinese brand. They make a lot of wireless video transmission systems, but in addition they have like a nice slider with a brushless gimbal motor, so it's super smooth slider. We've got the Comos, which are like wireless headsets for talking on set. But the main thing that we're kind of known for is the wireless video transmission system. People may remember the original Cine, which was like a little box that basically was a mobile phone video transmitter. So you'd put your HDMI feed in and you transmit to your mobile phone, use your mobile phone as the wireless monitor. We have an updated version of that, which is our entry-level wireless video transmitter, the CineView Nano. It's ridiculously small, lightweight, can be powered by MP batteries or USB-C, MP battery or USB-C, and it comes with a little iPhone case. This is quite good for vloggers or YouTubers, that sort of thing, because it's a small, lightweight system. You can use your phone as your monitor, but it's also wireless. And I'll talk about what.
So what does it do? It takes HDMI in. And
then it takes HDMI in and then transmits it over the Wi-Fi signal. So basically, this creates a little Wi-Fi hotspot that you can connect to with your phone or your tablet, Apple or Android, doesn't matter which, and then you can use it as a wireless monitor. It's very small, very lightweight, range of about 150 meters, obviously depending on the environment.
Accsoon app
yeah, but you need to download the Accsoon app to access it, but it's a free app, so you don't have to worry about that. So that's our entry-level model, and then we go up through the range to our top of the range model, which is our new Master 4K, CineView Master 4K. This is a much more robust system, high-end. It's got SDI in and out. It's got SDI and HDMI in and HDMI loop out, and also it will do a direct connection to your iPhone or iPad. I'll talk about that a bit later on. But in terms of video transmitters, this one is new. It's a tri-band system, so it effectively operates on 3 Wi-Fi frequency bands simultaneously. You've got the 2.4 gigahertz band, you've got the 5 gigahertz band, and also the 6 gigahertz band. And what's different about our system is it doesn't just hop between the 3 bands depending on how much interference there is on any band. It's not actively swapping between them. Instead, what it's doing is transmitting your video signal across all 3 bands simultaneously, so that the transmitter will send 3 streams to the receiver will take those 3 streams, and then it will mix between the 3 of them to pick up any data that is lost on the way. So you end up with a very robust system with very little data loss, very little chance of drop frames or lag or a disconnection. And that means that you get incredible range of 1.5 kilometers line of sight. It means 1.5 kilometers, yeah. It's ridiculously robust, even in like very busy Wi-Fi environments like here with lots of metal cages around. You get incredibly good range. I mean, we could go for like 150 meters in here and you'd still have a totally solid connection. It's also very fast. So on the Nano, you had a latency of around 60 milliseconds, which is a little over a frame. So it's not quite. You can just about full focus on it, but it's a little bit tough because there's a bit too much delay. This one we've got the latency down below 25 milliseconds, so under half a frame latency. You can full focus on it, anything you need. It also will take 4K or UHD HDMI signal in. So if you want to transmit.
60, right?
Yeah, UHD 60. If you wanna transmit UHD 60 from your HDMI source to a UHD 60 monitor, that's the Master 4K.
SDI and HDMI.
It does support it's HDMI and SDI. The SDI is HD only. It's not UHD. So that's.
And what's the powering options on it?
Good point. Power options are on this are MP or DC. Range of voltage from 7.4 to 16.8 volts. So pretty much whatever you know, if you put a DC voltage in, it should work, or a Sony MP battery.
And did you say the SDI is only 1080p? Or?
Yes, the SDI is 1080p.
But the HDMI is 4K 60.
It's yeah, UHD, so it's 3840 by 216.
Yes.
Up to 60 frames per second. Yeah, HD is up to 60 frames per second. So that's the top end one, and then going down in kind of order of coolness, we've got the SDI2, which is very similar to the 4K, except it's dual band, so it's 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz. It's SDI, has the HDMI in and out.
This is the transmitter?
This is the transmitter, yeah. And the receiver. The receiver, you can see, is a similar receiver. It just doesn't have the loop out for the HDMI because you don't have it. It does have the UVC out, so USB-C out, which means that you can use the receiver as a, if you plug it into your computer, it'll turn up as a web camera. So you can, for example, if you're having to live stream, or you've got like your director is not present and they're only able to join via Zoom, you can feed the camera in by going out via USB-C. But also these can be powered by USB-C as well as the DC pin, as well as the NP. So you have more options for power.
What resolution of frame rate?
This one is 1080p, 60 frames per second again. Okay. So everything other than the Master 4K, everything else is HD.
Okay. Everything is 60 frames per second irrespective of.
I'm pretty sure, yes. Yeah, this one's 60. I'll just have to double check. This is our lower end, so if this is HDMI 1080. I think they're all 60. Yeah, they're all 60. So yes, so they are all 60. So yeah, so that's the one. Our second line, third one, we come down to the Cineview SE. Similar to the SDI, the main difference is you don't have the HDMI loop out, but everything else is the same. You can power off USB-C, you can power off DTAP, you can power off MP. We have the HE, which is HDMI only, but it has HDMI loop out. So if you've got a camera that only has a single HDMI out and you want to be able to have a video transmitter and say a separate HDMI monitor, you need the one with the loop out, which will be either this one, or the Master 4K. And then going down, we have the Cineview Quad, which is HDMI and SDI in, but it's a more budget version. The main difference between the SE and the Quad is the range is less on this. Range on the SE is 450 meters, and this one's 350 meters, I think. Yeah, 500 foot. I don't know what that is in meters, but it's less. And there's slightly more latency on these. So in terms of latency, this is under 25, so it's half a frame.
So this is the lowest latency?
This is the lowest latency, under 25 milliseconds. This one, the SE, SDI2 and the SE are 50 milliseconds, so about a frame. And then the Nano and the Quad are 60, and the HE actually are 60 milliseconds, so a little over a frame difference. That's our video transmitter, so quite a big range, suit all budgets, suit all needs, different sizes, different weights.
Can you show us the receiver for the top of the range one?
So this is actually the receiver rather than the transmitter.
Yes.
So the transmitter, we've got one on here actually. So you can see that it looks identical pretty much. Let me just pull it out of the cage. The main difference you'll notice is the 4K 60 panel here is green, so you can tell that this is the receiver, the transmitter, and it's grey on the receiver. And obviously you've got the HDMI loop in and out, plus the USB-C connection, which is here, which will take it up to a camera. So you can use it's like a wired connection where you can use, for example, your camera as your monitor as well.
UVC out on the transmitter, that's interesting.
Yeah, so out to an iPhone or iPad, so you can use your iPhone and iPad as a monitor. Which basically means you can have a much smaller rig, because instead of having to have, say, a video transmitter and a separate large monitor, or a separate setup, actually like this, where we have a device that allows you to use, without the wireless setup, use your monitor or iPad. You just have a simple iPhone or iPad, and that's it as your camera monitor. This also, we released a v-lok cage for the transmitters. So this is a power pass-through. So you've got v-lok battery on the back, connects to the and the cage connects to your v-lok mount on your camera. Power is passed through, but then there's also a little DC pin out to power your monitor, your transmitter, and transmitter sits in the middle. So it's just a nice, neat package.
You guys produced that V-mount?
Yeah, that's our V-mount lock. And then the third thing that you wanted to talk about was our CMOs, which are not wireless. The main difference is, not main difference, but these are wired connections. So the idea with the CMO products is it's not a wireless transmission, but it just allows you to use your iPhone or your iPad as your on-camera monitor. CMO Pro takes SDI in, so SDI in and out, as well as HDMI in. If you've got an SDI capable camera and you want to use your iPads, for example, we've got iPad minis here being used as a monitor. iPad minis make very nice, classic 5-inch monitor style, but very small, lightweight, thin. It's an Apple product, so the quality of the color is absolutely perfect, very true color quality. Sorry, where was I? Oh, yeah. You can use your iPhone or iPad. So this is this is the Pro version, which you can power with MP battery. You can power it with 2-pin LEMO. So from DTAP, you can power it with. You can't power it with SDI, but it will also provide a separate 5-volt out. So, for example, all of our transmitters, you can be powered, like the lower end transmitters, can be powered with a USB-C. So you can just have a single battery on your CMO Pro, and that can also power a separate transmitter, as well as take the video out to your camera. And then alternatively, we have the 4K CMO, which, similar to the 4K Master, is HDMI in, UHD HDMI in, 60 frames per second. Also has the USB-C 5-volt out. And they're both also worth noting that they'll also charge your phones. If you plug your phone, if you're using your phone or your iPad as a monitor, then the battery or whatever's powering your CMO will also transfer to charge and keep your phone charged. So you don't, at the end of the day, you don't go home. You need your Google Maps on your phone to get your way home. You haven't got a dead phone. It's still been charged all day. And what's good about the CMO connections? So I kept on skimming over it, but what I was saying about the let's talk about it over here. Sorry. What I was saying about the Master 4K and the SDI2 is they actually have the CMO integrated within them. So this is just a monitor. This is just an iPad mini, nothing else other than the cable that's coming out of the Master 4K, which is providing all the capabilities that you'd have in your monitor. No, this is a wired connection, hardwired, zero latency connection. So for using, like I said, your iPhone or your iPad.
That's the UVC connection.
Yeah, that's the UVC connection. But with the CMO, what we have is the CMO app itself allows, as you can see here, we have a lot of extra functionality in the CMO app. So you can see we've got a Frame.io integration, which means if you record proxies on your phone, you can record. You hit the record button in our app. They will automatically upload straight away to Frame.io, which it should be doing now. But here we go. I think so. These are proxies that were recorded here earlier in the day. So if you've got quick turnaround projects and you literally need data out of the field straight away, you can use our CMO product to upload straight to Frame.io, or you can also use it to do live streaming. We've got set up for YouTube Live, Facebook Live, or even custom RTMP servers or SRT servers if you have that capability. So you can do live streaming with our CMO, you can do updates, auto upload to Frame.io, and many more, because we have a lot of various app partners that are able to take the video signal provided by our CMO into your iPhone, your iPad, and do amazing things with it.
Can you show the live streaming section again?
Yep, I can show the live streaming section. I haven't set it up, so.
Yeah. And then you go to Facebook.
Custom allows you to, if you have your own server, you can.
RTMP.
and SR2.
Oh, okay, so you have SR2 as well. Okay, that's interesting. Are there any plans for enhanced RTMP, the new versions of RTMP where it gives you 265 and I don't know, other DP9 encodings?
I don't know of any at the moment. I think partly that'll be because our encoders are all H.264 based at the moment. So if it's an H.265 system, then it wouldn't necessarily work with our encoders. So, but
So that's not H.264 as well?
yes, yeah, all the encoders H.264.
And does this app come on Android as well, or is it only for the iOS?
For the CMO app that's iOS only. The C app, which allows the streaming you can get for the wireless connectivity, that comes Android as well.
Okay, well that doesn't give you the streaming capability.
I don't know is the answer to that. So I've got an Android here, so I'd have to double. I'm just not very familiar with Android. I can't even open the phone. Let's see what happens when I find the C app. It has the live streaming, yeah. It has the live streaming, but not the Frame I/O integration.
I think, does it have recording capabilities as well?
Yeah, you can record on the phone. Yeah.
So you can choose whether to record or whether you want to stream.
Yes, you can. Well, you can record proxies on the phone. So, if I hit record on here, then that's why it's not uploading the sensory problem. Then you go into your photo setting on your phone. It's still there, basically. Everything is saved on as a file on your phone. These are just things that I've been grabbing throughout the day. So, I'm trying to think what else we can go through. I mean, we could talk about the headsets if you wanted to talk about the headsets. These are our on-set communication system. It's a host and slave model, so you always have to have your headset that's got a little green marker on it because that's the host. That'll set up the network to every other thing, but you turn it on. Microphone here. Whoop, I just pulled the thing off. Yeah, up to mute, down to talk. That's it. There's noise cancelling on here as well, which is very good. And that's it. It's like a nice simple system. Turn it on, turn on your master, and turn on your slaves, and they'll all connect to the master, and then away you go.
And the color coding is the same as the transmitters in terms of
so the what encoding? Sorry?
the color scheme.
Oh, the color scheme similar. Yes. These operate in the 1.9 gigahertz band, so they're not so. The main ones aren't interfered with by Wi-Fi signal as much. We do have a budget version. This is the SE version, which is under half the price of the main version. This operates on 2.4 gigahertz band. The main difference between the two is 2.4 gigahertz, so there's slightly more risk of interference from Wi-Fi. What that generally means is you start getting a bit of a latency, a bit of a delay in the talk between like somebody speaking and it being heard on the other one. I mean, these are zero latency, but there's a bit more latency on them, or effectively zero latency. Yeah.
One more question.
Yeah.
What other products do you have coming up this year? What are you working on? Anything you can tell us?
I'm afraid there's nothing I can tell you. I'm not aware. I know we've got stuff in development, but I'm not sure what. I don't know what's coming out next. Unfortunately, I'm not the person to ask that. My boss would be, but he's not here, so I'm sorry.
Okay, no worries. Thanks a lot.
No worries.
Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Hello, my name is James. I'm one of the key account managers here at Hawkwoods, and I'm happy to talk through our range. So fundamentally, one of our big products here at Hawkwoods has always been mini v-loks. So this is something Hawkwoods actually innovated, must be about 8 or 9 years ago now. So we were the first one to miniaturize lithium-ion batteries. Nowadays, of course, it is an industry standard, and we're very, very proud that we're part of that legacy. As a main solution, this is still one of our main products. This is one of our kind of core range products. 14 volts, 90 watt hour capacity.
What was the capacity?
98 watt hour capacity. So it's flight safe. We also do a 50 watt hour capacity. So if you are running on, say, monitors, weight's an issue, we have that option. We do 150 as well, so again, still flight safe, but gives you more capacity. So this weighs just under 2 kilos?
2 kilos? This is less than 2 kilos. You got this wrong. I think I might have that.
I think no, that's about 0.3.
Yeah, 0.3.
There we go.
To 600,
Okay,
like
0.2.
to 600 grams, that's what it felt like.
Yeah.
This one's probably like 500 grams or actually something like that.
Half a kilo.
Yeah.
You try that one, it's about 8 kilos.
Yeah, that's
9.
true.
Is it 9?
9 kilos.
9 kilos.
And how much power does that one have?
So this has a 1,000 watt hour capacity. So it's a 26 volt nominal voltage. It has an internal regulator that steps down to 12 or 14. So this is really designed for 26 volt cameras, slightly electric 35, but you need to still run accessories. So if you are running monitors, for example, it all can be used at exactly the same time. But floor batteries have been a big part of Hawkwood's. They've been one of our big ranges. The sister product to the Rampart is our 880. This is perhaps our first really good dual voltage floor battery. This is 14 volt nominal. They can then step up to 28. Another big thing of advising, if your fleet is primarily built around 14 volts, the 880 is the product to support you. If your fleet's primarily kind of running 26, the Rampart is kind of the better product for you as well. The other big part around Hawkwood's range is our ability to do hot swaps.
What are you, European?
With the challenge of flight safety and making sure you have enough power aboard when you are running your shoots, hot swaps become critical. So we wanted to make sure we can give you as much continuous power on the camera as possible. So this is our OCIR. This is just a shark fin hot swap. It allows you to connect 2 of our mini v-lok batteries, and effectively you're doubling your capacity. So if you have 2 98, you're running 200 watt hours, 2 150s, you're running 300s. Incorporates lots of additional accessories, so it incorporates 4D taps, USB-C with full PD, and it just allows you a little bit of flexibility in terms of when you're on set, you have continuous power, so you can always take one battery off and replace it with a fresh battery. What's different to our hot swaps compared to everyone else is that it'll actually drain from both batteries simultaneously. Why that's really important is that it means it shares the amp load from both batteries. On the day, you'll see no difference. Where you will see the difference is in 2, 3, 4, 5 years' time, where your batteries have been walking every day rather than sprinting every day. So it just helps extend the lifetime. One of the big ranges of batteries we have is our BPU. So this is our new upcoming BP98X. So this is primarily designed for the FX6, the FX9, and the new emerging Blackmagic Pixis. Where we found is with the new, more powerful accessory starting to be running on setups, primarily monitors, the traditional BPU never really had enough power to help support that loadout. So it always had to transition to a heavier V-mount solution. What we wanted to do is try and find something to bridge that gap. So our new BPU has a 10 amp output, which means that you have a lot more headroom to allow you to use some of the new, more modern accessories. Additionally, it's incorporated full USB-C PD and still keeps the 2T taps, so you still have all the power options for your accessories. That kind of covers most of what I'd want to talk about. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's good. And it was weird. Absolutely.
How do you want to visualize that website? We've started to.
We've got a display that's kind of exactly the same as the OCI, it's just a hot swap and a variation. There's audio batteries, if you want to talk about audio.
Do you do any of the
Modulator where you basically
Yep, so we do MPF batteries. Standard. So this is another one of our big ranges of batteries, MPF. You know, it's still a huge battery within the market. So we offer 3 variations of different capacities and different sizes, because we know weight and sometimes the size is a really big consideration when you are working with your cameras. And again, it's one of those things we don't like to overcomplicate. An MPF battery is an MPF battery. It doesn't necessarily need to have a lot of accessories. We try to make our batteries as reliable as possible. But where Hawkwood's really began was with our audio batteries. So 34 years ago, our very first was a cadmium MP1 battery. So our roots have always been grounded in audio power. As we've grown as a business, we obviously now work very closely with cinema and broadcasting, but audio has always been really important to Hawkwood's and our brand, just to make sure we are supporting that industry as well. So, yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate the time.
My name's Matthew Field. I'm from a company called PAG. We've been established for over 50 years, but we've got linking batteries, which is our patented device. What we do, we've got the batteries, we've got the 50, 99, they all link up together. But the clever thing is not only they stack on the charger, so therefore then you can have up to 20 batteries on one charger, but also you can actually take those batteries, put it on a camera, so therefore you've got one battery here, 59%. Press it twice, it gives you the hours and minutes of the runtime, so that's gives you the runtime. But if you put other batteries on, and you then move up from 2 to 8 to 9 hours and 6 minutes. So therefore it links on the camera, so therefore you'll never run out of battery whatsoever. The clever thing about these batteries, they also have the ability, they have a D-tap on them, they have a USB. The USB actually pops out, so you can actually take them out. They're exchangeable to a D-tap, LEMO, High-Rose PP90, or even the new USB-C. This is the great thing about it. We also have then a USB-C output that's 65 watts, so therefore that will then charge and run your Apple MacBook Pro. They're linkable. We also have then the microcharger. This microcharger means that you can charge your batteries in a hotel room, hey presto, all charging away like that. We also have now a new range of batteries which are of the lower end of the market, which don't have the linking on it, but it does have, this is 72, a guide price of being £200. It will have a USB-C input and output, a USB-A and a D-tap on it. We do it in a 72, we also do it in a 144. We also run everything on gold mount as well, so everything you see on V-mount is on gold mount. We do a Synergy battery. Now the Synergy battery is basically, it turns a standard 14.4 volt battery into 28 volts. So therefore, by putting two batteries together with the Synergy and with this particular barcode, it will then turn your batteries into 28 volts. So therefore you keep your batteries running and it's idiot proof. We also have, now what we've got is the bigger batteries. This is now the 286, it's also V-mount, we also do it in the B-mount, gold mount as well. And that is recommended retail price of about £440. And we've also started doing the B-mount. So that's £660 guide price. Okay, any questions?
When you're connecting up these, putting them together,
Yeah.
what's the order of consumption?
There's no, the consumption is actually run by the camera. So
which battery will be used?
oh right, sorry.
Connected
Yeah.
up?
So it's a bit more clever than that. It will work out which is the highest percentage, and then it drums down, and then they all go down together, like that.
Okay.
So therefore, if that's 78%, 58%, so this one will use that one first until it gets to 58, and they both go down together.
Okay.
So I wouldn't recommend putting more than that, but at the end of the day, that's what we can do.
And you mentioned you can put two batteries together to give out the higher voltage.
Yeah.
How do you decide whether that high voltage should be applied or not, or they should just work on the same?
The clever thing is that this particular battery has got like a sensor on it, so that then with this barcode will say, okay, I'm going to be 28 volts. So it has to have two batteries to actually then combine the voltage together, so 14.4 to 14.4, and it says, okay, I've worked out, I've got two batteries, I've got the barcode, I'm going to be 28 volts. So it's kind of idiot proof.
Do you guys also create V-mount plates or like plates?
We do the gold mount and we do the V-mount plates. We don't do the B-mount plate, but we've started doing the B-mount batteries and B-mount charger.
And what kind of variations do you have in your plates? In terms of what is, do you just attach a single battery since you can stack them together, or do you have any that you can stack them?
No, the whole purpose of the PAG linking system is that you just have one plate, and therefore you just stack from there on, which is fine because most, and certainly for news operation people, news people around the world use our batteries because they're running on one battery, one camera, and then they have to carry on running live, so they just snap another one on. They don't have to worry about other plates or anything else like that. It's just done.
And what other products do you have coming up in the pipeline?
Well, the pipeline is basically our new smaller batteries, which are the CL72. This is actually the lower end of the market, where you don't have the linking system in, but for someone who just wants a basic battery which has got USB-C on it, you're fine.
And what's the capacity of those ones?
This is 72 watt hours and that's 144 watt hours. So you can fly two in an aircraft with these. You can, yeah.
I thought you were limited to 100 watt hours.
No. You can carry 20, currently, you can carry 20 of these if you wanted to, only in the hold luggage, not in checked. You can carry 2 of these in the cabin, not in the hold luggage. It is dependent on the airline. It is dependent on the airline whether they accept that. So you must contact the airline and see what they will do. For instance, I know British Airways will allow you to have only 4 batteries, but 2 of those could be up to 160.
Okay. And the one that you mentioned has 144 watt hours.
That's 144. How much does it weigh? Steve, how much does that weigh? 300 grams.
300 grams?
Yeah.
That's really light for 144 watt hours.
It is. It's really good. Okay?
I think that's it.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Take care.
Appreciate talking to you.